Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another edition of your favorite show, the one and only Red's View. Before I begin this video, do me a favor, make sure that you hit the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some interaction here. And also, most importantly, make sure that if you have not already, subscribe to youtube.com/RedsView. All right, y'all. So I had to join y'all on this beautiful Saturday. As you can see, I have my Jackson State shirt on because we're going to whoop up on Southern University later on today. But anyway, I had to get this out. I wanted to talk about some of the hottest topics because I usually do my show every Tuesday or Wednesday around 8:30, but these topics had to get out today. So strap up your seatbelts and join me on another edition of Red's View. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about, Kendrick Lamar dropped a new song. That's right. The controversial hottest rapper in the game, the winner of the Kendrick versus Drake battle, the Kendrick Lamar dropped another song. Now, it's untitled. A lot of people are calling it "Watch the Party Die." I don't even know. I know on Lyric Genius or Genius, where they put the lyrics and stuff, they've labeled it as "Watch the Party Die." So, for the sake of discussion, we'll go along with that. But officially, it's not released to streaming platforms, and it was just released on Instagram to his Instagram page. Now, this happened on September the 11th, which is significant because not only was it September 11th, but it was released at the same time as the VMAs came on, which is the Video Music Awards, MTV, right? And ironically, what the song is talking about is the music industry, the entire music industry. So let's debunk the rumors that he's dissing Drake and trying to bait Drake into a round two. That's not the case. It's not the case at all. So please stop the cap. I've been looking at my timeline left and right, and people are so thirsty, especially the Drake fans. They're still upset and butthurt that he lost, that they're coming up with any kind of way to make Kendrick look bad. Anything that happens with Kendrick Lamar, um, whether negative or positive, they flip it around and talk about Drake, right? There's even a rumor going around that Drake was supposed to be at the Super Bowl, perform at the Super Bowl like twice and turned it down. I'll talk about that Tuesday. Tonight, or today rather, we're just going to talk about this song. Now, my opinion, Red's View, that's why you're here. My opinion about the song, I liked it. I liked it. I understand some people may not have liked it, but those aren't the fans and those aren't the people that Kendrick Lamar is reaching out to. Kendrick is Kendrick Lamar. And when I say that, if you're a fan of Good Kid, Mad City, if you're a fan of To Pimp a Butterfly, all the way to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, then you know how introspective he is. You know how detailed, so many layers to his music. And I always say he's like a rap version of Jordan Peele. You know how Jordan Peele has a bunch of Easter eggs in his movies and stuff like that? That's Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar has Easter eggs, and they're literally videos breaking down what he's talking about in this particular song, as well as his other songs. It's so layered, and every time you listen to a song or album, it's so it's so abstract to where you really have to sit down and listen. So for the people who don't have good comprehension skills, this song isn't for you. I'm not trying to call you dumb, slow if you can't understand it, but the typical hip hop listener of today's climate is going to want to shake their ass or something. Let's keep it real. They want to ride or vibe to something and shake their ass. That's what they want to do. That's not it. Kendrick, what I appreciate about Kendrick is that he used this opportunity with the platform, right? He could have dropped another diss song if he wanted to. He could have dropped another quote unquote party record, like Not Like Us, even though that's not really a party record content wise. He could have used his platform to do that, try to get another hit record. But what did he do? He didn't even put this on streaming platforms. This man put it on his Instagram page. That's it. That's it. Didn't make an announcement, didn't give any type of analogies to it. No comments, no captions, no nothing. He just put a picture of some beat up black Air Force Ones for us to interpret, right? The Drake fans, like I said, they don't like it, of course, or they're acting like they don't like it. But let's look at some of the lyrics in the songs. Like I said, I think that it's good. I'm also a fan of, before we look at the lyrics, I'm also a fan of this type of Kendrick Lamar. I'm a fan of these songs where you have to listen to, like that song Fear from Damn. That's one of my favorite Kendrick Lamar songs. My favorite Kendrick Lamar album is not Good Kid, Mad City. It is To Pimp a Butterfly. That whole album is so jazzy and it's so many vibes, but it's deeply layered to where it's an audiobook. But anyway, That's the type of Kendrick Lamar fan I am. I like the party stuff. I like the vibing stuff, the hard hitting lyrics. But this one right here, he wanted everybody to sit their butts down and listen to the lyrics. Now, the reason that people are saying it's called "Watch the Party Die" because he says it several times, and that is pretty much the hook of the song. So I think it's time to watch the party die. This ish done got too wicked to apologize. I'm not gonna read all the lyrics, but let me tell you some of the lyrics that stand out. Right here, he says, "Why reason with ninjas if they can't see the future first? Why argue with these clowns if the circus is well at work?" All right, what do you think he's talking about right there? This one right here. "If you parade in gluttony without giving truth to the youth, the graveyard is company. Just tell us what casket to use." Very symbolic in today's climate of what's going on right now. Now, let me go to where people thought he was taking a shot at Drake. Where is it? I think he said walk that man down somewhere. Where did he put that? Innocent. Y'all bear with me for a second. The influencers line. I can't find it. Where did he say? Was it on the second verse? I can't see where it is. It's so many, but right here he says influencers talking down because I'm not the basic ish, but they don't hate me. They hate the man that I represent. The type of man that ain't gonna dick ride because I want a favor. That right there, a lot of people feel like he was talking about academics and Maul, different people like that. But I can't find this particular lyric right now for the sake of the video. But the walk that man down line, when he said had to walk that man down, that wasn't, I feel like that was talking about Drake, basically moving the bully out the way. Now let's talk about, like, let me address the rest of y'all. Okay. It's not a shot at Drake. It's just saying what happened, right? Now, if he was to still talk about Drake on the song, like with different bars and stuff like that, referencing the battle, I get it, right? But if he said had to walk that man down, we don't even know if he's talking about Drake. I assume he is, but this is not a Drake diss. This is not a Drake diss, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people wanted it to be, but it's not. He's talking about the entire industry watching the party die. He's tired of the influencers, the radio personalities. He has some stuff about the radio. Like I said, I'm not about to go through every single bar, but a lot of the stuff that he's saying in it, is talking about the state of the industry. And the industry is in a party, right? And it's so much stuff going on in it to where it's hard to really just, like, there's no balance. We've been complaining about this, especially on this channel, for the last, I don't know how long, how many years, but see, back in the days in the 90s, early 2000s, right? We had balance. Did you have your raunchy music, like what would be Sexy Red and stuff like that? Absolutely, right? You had Trina, you had Lil Kim. Did you have some drug dealing music? Yes, we had Jeezy, we had all of them, right? But you also had Lauryn Hill, you had Lupe Fiasco, you had Nas, you had a Tribe Called Quest. It was just balance. But now with the radio and the influences, everything is one dimensional. And if you don't go along with the get along, then you look strange. So Kendrick Lamar, one thing I appreciate about him and Drake is that this battle made the best of them. It brought out the best of the, well, I don't think it always brought out the best in Drake, even though Family Matters was one of the dopest records, but Drake could have did better. I've always been highly critical of him. But when's the last time you seen songs or heard songs that had 3 verses on them? And I'm talking about on albums, like album cuts and everything, because I haven't made a song that's 3 verses since 2008, 2009, 2010, maybe, because it started changing up, right? But Kendrick brought bars back, concepts back, just subject matter back, and it's very refreshing. So what people feel like this is a prelude to what's coming, a prelude to an album talk. And I told my homie Lavelle, shout out to Lavelle. He asked me a few months ago, what do you think the direction of Kendrick's next album is going to be? I said he was going to talk about the industry. He was going to expose the industry because of everything he was talking about with Drake, with the pedophilia and all this other stuff. I feel like he's going to expose the industry for what it is, because his first album, he was talking about Good Kid, Mad City, growing up in a mad city. He was a good kid, telling about tales and Compton, all that stuff, right? To Pimp a Butterfly was the state of the black community, black trauma, all that other stuff, right? And then Damn was reflecting on his life in the industry, right? Damn was talking about still some stuff in Compton, but just the transition, coming into the industry and all the other good stuff. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, you already know that was about being, his morals and just all kind of stuff. But I think this right now, where we're leaning into, I think he's going to talk about the industry. And the man has the biggest platform you could have right now. Think about that. The Super Bowl announcement is bananas. So instead of dropping like a hit record, this man said, you know what, I'm going to just drop a song. And he's not trying to have a hit, because some people were just like, oh, this isn't gonna be a hit or hit record. Kendrick Lamar don't go in the studios trying to make hit records. He showed that he could do that on Not Like Us. He showed that. See, Kendrick pays attention to the streets. He has his ears to the internet. He watches what we say. It's just that he doesn't post. I'm quite sure he has plenty of burner accounts that we don't know about. But the reason Kendrick is so successful is because he's connecting to the people. He listens, knows exactly what's going on, but he responds in a musical manner, which is should be applauded, and I think it's dope. But let's look at some more of the other lyrics. Give me a second to pull this up again. So June. Oh, here it go. I'm tripping, y'all. Just walk that man down. That'll do everyone a solid. It's love, but tough love sometimes got to result in violence. A lot of people feel like he was talking about Drake right there. This is the hook. God, give me life. Dear God, please give me peace. Dear God, please keep these lame ninjas away from me. Dear God, keep me shining. The F they really think. Pocket watching. You must be the police. And he said, God bless these words. Dear God, bless how I think. Dear God, draw the line. They trying to confuse them with me. Dear God, please forgive me. You know how hard I tried. It's time for me to watch the party die. And it's ironic that it's at the MTV Awards where the party is. Everything that this man does is very calculated and strategic, right? He's talking about, he said, I think it's time to watch the party die. Street ninjas and the corporate guys, the rappers that report the lies. I need their families mortified. We can do without them. Get their bodies organized. Tell them if they oblige. No more pillow talking, jump starting neighborhood wars, dirty macking issues because your spirit is insecure. The radio personality pushing propaganda for salary. Let me know when they turn up as a casualty. I want agony, assault and battery. I see new earth filled with beautiful people making humanity work. Let's kill the followers that follow up on popping mollies from the obvious degenerates that's failing to acknowledge. Man, oh my God, bro. Like, if you have not listened to the song, because I'm not going to go through all the song and I don't want to, well, I probably wouldn't get a copyright strike, but I don't know if he's going to put it on streaming platforms. So I don't want them problems. I want to get monetized. You already know how that goes. But I think that this is a prelude to what we're going to get with an album. Now, the question is, do you think that the album is going to drop during the Super Bowl or before the Super Bowl? Is he going to drop it towards the end? We're already at the end of the year. This is the fourth quarter. We're in September, mid-September to be exact. So what's going to happen? Will he drop an album now or will he wait until February? I think, and if I was him, I would release maybe some content, but Not Like Us is still buzzing in the streets, still buzzing on the charts, and it's gonna last. Like, we haven't even got out of HBCU season. We haven't even got, in my last video about that, got plenty of views. So we're not even out of HBCU season, and they're playing Not Like Us like crazy. So let that simmer down eventually, but that's still got more steam because we're gonna roll that into February. I think if Kendrick Lamar drops that album in February during the Super Bowl, he might do 1 million the first week, especially if he does bundles like everybody else is doing, 1 million the first week. But it seems like Kendrick has another message, and he's going to use his position now in with the Super Bowl and everything as leverage and to show everybody, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to the album. I think the song was good, but the people who don't, they're Drake fans and they're haters of Kendrick Lamar. And some people may not be into that. Some people, this song isn't for you to just riding around playing in the car. It has the Meet the Grams effect, right? The Meet the Grams effect is something that you got to sit down and listen to. You may not even like the beat or whatever the case may be, but it's something that you're going to sit down and listen to, try to interpret it, everything. I'm that type of hip hop fan. And Kendrick even though there's layers in his lyrics, he doesn't use big words and different metaphors to where I can't understand what he's saying. It's concise. It's just that I have to really go back and listen to it again to fully interpret where he's coming from. When I say that, like Wu-Tang, and some people use big words and stuff, you'd be like, what the hell are they talking about? But that's what he's talking about. This is not a Drake diss. So there's no round two. He already said that in the Super Bowl commercial that he did announcing that he was going to be doing the Super Bowl. So I can't wait. Let me know in the comments what you think about this song, Untitled, Watch the Party Die, whatever you want to call it. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? But while we on that, let me show you what the Reds View community. I love y'all. Let me show y'all what y'all thought of it, because I took a poll and I asked people, what did you think about this song? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me pull this up for a second. Hold on. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Boom, boom. Okay. So I asked the Reds View community, and I forgot to share this poll. I asked y'all, what did y'all think of it? I got 143 votes. 92% of them said it was dope. 8% said it's trash. Man, I love my community. Now, this goes beyond Resview and stuff like this too. So I just want to put that out there. I'm not paying these people. I didn't word it a certain way. I just asked a straight up question. What do you think? 92% of y'all said that it was dope. So shout out to the Resview community. Also, just this whole beat up Air Force Ones thing, that this was symbolic, because black Air Force Ones means that you're choosing violence, right? So they're beat up. So what do you think that meant? All right, but let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Now let's move on to another topic.